Paya, Hutan, Laut, Johann, Yamin, Isabella, Megha, Harish. 1. Something moved in the swamp. For a moment, the crickets stopped chirping and the trees leaned in. A warm breeze breathed through the foliage, as though whispering a secret for the world to hear, as though invoking some curse. The humidity was unbearable tonight. Moisture evaporated towards your skin like flying ants panicking towards light. The moon hid behind a cloud. Something was gathering. Bubbles were frothing to the surface of the bog. A stray leaf trembled off the tip of a branch. Some shape of a head, some swollen knuckle or bulbous joint, some misshapen figure of a man. How benign the evening, how terrible the night. It hides in the shadows and waits to take shape. Black oil adapting to the shape of a barrel. A boy, your imagination. A gasp, and the trees recoiled. 2. One tree, another, and yet another. Along the dirt road, wayside trees stand apart like lone hitchhikers. Each draws you towards itself, mysterious and alluring, but also keeps you at bay. You take a photograph of a pair from across the road. An afternoon in the middle of nowhere, between jungle and plantation. What could their names be? And what were they doing here? There was a little brush and trees along the beach, and hills inland covered with high grass and cashew-putti trees, my dread and abhorrence. You approach one that looks especially emaciated and place your palm on its bark, remarking its flaky layers. The paper bark tree, indeed. Kayu putih is mentioned only once in the medical book of Malayan medicine. The prescription recommends it to be taken internally for sore throat, but it is called a cure for all evils. Strangers in a foreign land. Even the sky looked a suspect shade of blue, the silence dangerously deafening, the heat favorable for the festering of fetid carcasses. The occasional wind moves them to speak in tongues. You scribble down what you can surmise of them, flipping through your notebook from page to page, knowing exactly where to look. A tree revealing its secrets as a book, its bark as paper. How neat. An index of knowledge, a spine broken where it is connected. What exactly were you doing here? Mad sailors and ghost men, stalking our roads and touching our trees. 3. The waves break the calm of the sea. You take another step towards it, stopping where the foam just laps at your feet, licks your toes, and pulls back. The salt-laden breeze brings back memories of the Gelong. It wafts like the stench of fish laid out to dry and summarily forgotten. How sure we were of everything then, of folklore and common sense, that all the world was bounded by the horizon, and here we were, casting our nets and expecting the heft of 100 swimming fish, and water spilling from glistening scales. But how wary too! Not once did we dare look through the cracks in the planks and hold the water's murky gaze. Those wooden piles, meanwhile, extended fearlessly into the deep, dark depths. That was where they lived. All the creatures that had not gills, nor fins, nor even a face. Once they rigged one up, and how strange it looked. Round, black, and spiky. Your throat tightened at the thought of choking on it. They said it tasted like the sea. But that was not the sea you knew. You would wade into it, tread water, and keep your eyes on the horizon. And if anything brushed your feet, you would put a name to it. Hedgehog of the ocean, the sea's gallbladder, or fish. Weird fish, but fish. 4. Fog in dark marshes hides strange men and native trees, the eyes of urchins.